Harry, people are waiting. Oh, good.
There we are.
There. Awesome. So we actually have a real fireplace now. So welcome to our second, hopefully monthly. So welcome to our second, hopefully monthly from now on, Fireside Chat. I'm Haybuck, con chair, and with me I have Sonya and Sophie. Sonya is our assistant director of VIP relations, our director of theme. So for those of you who haven't been here before, basically the point of this call is to give you guys an opportunity to get some updates from the folks on top of the con and to let you guys have a live question and answer session with us. We'd like to do this monthly as we lead up to the con. It's going to be the last Wednesday of every month. We're going to give a couple quick departmental updates. We should have Silvermane joining us soon as he can get his technical issues resolved. But we're taking your questions now. So if you have any questions, please type them in the YouTube chat. I will go on ahead and go first. So convention-wide announcements that I'd like to give to everyone. So for those of you who haven't seen the email yet, we are starting a monthly staff newsletter. It should be coming every month on the 2 weeks off from this call. So every 2 weeks, you'll have either a staff newsletter or a fireside chat for a live Q&A. The goal is to let you guys have an opportunity to ask about the staff newsletter before the next fireside chat. Just keep everyone in the loop and make sure everyone knows what's going on. The other thing is these staff newsletters will be comprised of bi-weekly departmental updates. All of our department heads and assistant department heads will be putting together an update so that we have a lot of information for you every time. Those are my personal big announcements. I will give it to Sonya, who will give a quick Viper announcement, can talk a little bit about what we're working on and a little bit about what we've done from a Viper perspective. So, Sonya, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? So, in case anybody missed the news, we announced over the course of just the last few weeks, we've announced both Tara Strong and Ashley Ball as guests to our con this year. So, yay us. We have a verbal agreement with, but are still hammering out some details with Mike Vogel, who will also be joining us. So don't tell just anybody that. This will be Mike's first ever PonyCon, so we're pretty jazzed about that. Anybody who does not know, Mike Vogel is currently a show writer. He's the executive producer of the My Little Pony movie, the actual theatrical release movie. That'll be going into theaters this coming fall. And he is formerly the VP of Children's Programming Development for Hasbro, so he would be a really interesting guest. We have some other folks that are at much earlier phases in the pipeline, so obviously we can't make any big announcements yet, but that's where we are with news. So that brings our guests currently to, if you include Michael, that gives us 6 guests, but what we lack in quantity, we are making up for in quality, given that 4 of those are show VAs, 3 of whom are mains. 2 of whom are writers, and we've got, like I said, one My Little Pony Con debut to happen. So that's what's going on over in Viperland. We're making some organizational changes in the department, and if anybody has any questions about staffing, they can bring those to me for now, and we can talk about that.
Indeed. And one other thing I would like to mention on that note is we are also, as you know, looking into moving towards Western animation a little bit, having a couple of non-directly pony-related guests from G4. So if you have any suggestions in that regard, I welcome you guys to email chairs@and viper@babscon.com with your recommendations, and we'll take those into consideration as we explore that.
I can let this slip, I guess. I mean, we've been trying actively to recruit Rebecca Sugar. We just haven't had much luck yet. I was given her personal contact info by Lauren Faust, who had talked to her, and she had indicated some interest, but despite a few emails from me, she has not yet replied. So still hoping, but we could definitely use some additional possibilities.
Indeed. And our events and programming Western animation specialist has compiled a list of approximately 25 potential VIPs from that perspective that we can look into as well. So that's something we're going to be very heavily pursuing as we go into the last few months before the con. Our goal is to have at least one, if not two, and have an educational track to support our 501c3 as well, which I was hoping Silvermane would be in the actual call, but you bro, go away. Sorry, guys, my roommate. Anyway, we're looking into that. We want to have at least one, if not two, non-directly show-related VIPs who have something to do with the show or something to do with ponies. Maybe someone who is inspired by ponies to start their career, or someone who watched, or someone who has some kind of relationship to Hasbro. And we want to have an educational track to support our 501c3. So that's something we're looking at and working on. And with that, I would like to hand it over to Sophie, who can give a quick update from her perspective on theme. So, Sophie, it's all you.
Hi, everybody. Let's see. Why am I not being like full screened here when I talk? Well, all right. There we go. Hi. Quick update from theme. We've got a lot of the pre-con story for 2018 hammered out. We've got some cool things that I actually need to partner with Silvermane on insofar as bringing our characters and our mascots to life for the con. We've got the vast majority of our little 10, 15-minute bit for opening ceremonies hammered out. And for those who were at FC or those been paying attention around FC, animated teaser trailer for BABSCon 2017, the movie. And that's where I got mostly at this point. There's a bunch of other stuff going on that I can't quite talk about just yet because I'm still trying to hammer out the details and make it go forward.
Sophie, could you do us a favor and post the link to that teaser that you were referring to in the YouTube chat?
Of course I can. Give me one moment here.
And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull that up, and I am going to play it for everyone watching right now because this has been a lot of work from a lot of our staffers, PR, design, theme, and
Minty
productions, actually.
Especially Minty. Minty was the one who took that little teaser script that I hacked out 8 months ago and turned it into an actual animated. Oh, look, it messed up my text. Actual animated thing that actually came out really good. So let me grab that link from Minty's chat here. Give me 1 second. This is the final version of this. There are no more edits, no more, because there were a lot of revisions as we were working on it. Oh, I actually can't post that in chat.
Then post it in Slack, and I'll pull it up, and we'll send an email out.
Sure. Yes, I know my text is in Marlet. I will fix it shortly. You need to let your roommate know that that's not cool because it's upsetting a couple of folks. Folks are not happy.
Go away.
Like, seriously not happy.
I'm sorry about that.
I understand he wants to screw around, but
I will make it very clear to him that that's not acceptable in the future. And I apologize to everyone on the call for that.
Why the hell does it default to Marlet?
And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up and get this started, and I will go chat with him.
Cool.
So let me open that link up and then change over my webcam. So hopefully I can get audio working on this. just bear with me for a moment. This is, like I said, this has been a lot of work from a lot of people on our team, and we're very pleased to be able to share this with you. So let me just change my audio input really quick. Can you guys hear that on the?
I can kind of hear it on the Skype call, but it's a very low volume.
Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to get things working because it's being weird. Let me fix XSplit. Sorry about this, folks. I did not realize this was going to be happening. So,
Probably also full screen that when you bring it up.
I'll be full screening it as soon as I get the audio working. Sorry about this, guys. So in the meantime, if we have any questions, feel free to post them, and I will be working on this as much as I can.
By all means, ask questions. I'm sure we have answers. And yes, for those in chat, for Alice Arcane, it does indeed, this program does indeed match my facial expressions and movements. It is a little dinky $16 program called Face Rig.
Dang it, Google. What the heck? Seriously, what the heck? Maybe if I go here and then select
Well, that's not exactly a question. Well, that is, I guess, a question for me and Sonya. The David Turner asks, what is the long-term plan vis-a-vis moving to a bigger hotel? There's a lot of things to consider. We have not made that decision yet. That is actually one of the things that I've been prodding the board about in the last, I guess, about 3 weeks. Basically, we need to start making plans for 2018.
And it should be pointed out that our current contract with the hotel does end with 2017. There are a lot of options on the table, including shopping around for a different venue, extending our existing contract an additional year, or possibly negotiating a new contract with this venue. We are weighing all of our options.
Sonya, we could barely hear that. Hang on 1 second. I think I got this fixed. I'm just going to test it, and then I'd like you to repeat that.
Shua, can you hear me now?
Hang on 1 second. Hitting apply. Okay. Testing. Can you hear that? Did you hear that at all?
No.
Dang. All right. Sonya, go ahead and repeat that. I'm going to look into this. I apologize.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was just saying that there are many options on the table as far as venue is concerned. Either just extending our existing contract with the Hyatt an additional year, perhaps signing a new contract with the Hyatt, or shopping around for additional venues. All of those options are currently on the table as far as 2018 and beyond are concerned. To answer a question that was brought up in chat, Bolt asked, why we were looking at moving to a larger venue or just a different venue, and the answer is to try and find a better deal. Of course, it's not that we necessarily have particular gripes with this one. No venue is perfect, and this one is not perfect. But at the same time, it's been mostly pretty good to us over the years. But at the same time, you also shop around. You just try to see if you can find, facilities that are at least as good for the same price or less. And also, when you shop around, that puts you in a better negotiating position with your existing venue. When you say, hey, look at all these other things we found shopping around. Maybe you could do a little better by us if you want to keep us and not lose us to venue B, C, or D. So, that's how you do it.
That's a negotiating tactic.
Yep. And to respond to Jazzy, hey Jazzy, nice to see you here. We are definitely staying in the San Francisco Bay Area. We are not moving. Hopefully we're not moving too terribly far from San Francisco, but we'll see. We'll just see what's available. I mean, in all fairness, the most likely outcome is continuing on with the current venue.
Yes.
I don't want to like make everyone feel like, oh my God, they're moving. We don't know that for a fact. We are just weighing our options. Walkie dokie. And actually, from Papa Panda, who tells us there's no room to grow, that is actually not true. We could probably pack in an additional 1,000 attendees in our current venue and not overflow the place.
Yeah. Max attendance for that hotel for a single event in a single room is 3,500.
And that doesn't necessarily have to be the max attendance of the con as a whole.
Yeah, no. It just has to be the max attendance of the con as a whole. Could probably squeeze between 3,500. I'd say 4,000 probably be about the limit for there, but we are nowhere near that point. As much as we'd probably maybe. Yeah, we're not quite there.
I'm also seeing some partisanship toward the DoubleTree in San Jose, and as much as I know a lot of people love the DoubleTree in San Jose, we would consider a South Bay venue as suboptimal because of its distance from San Francisco. We get a much higher volume of folks traveling in from more than a day's drive away, both in terms of our attendees and our guests, and being in or close to San Francisco proper is a big draw for them. So the farther away we get from San Francisco, the less desirable that venue is going to be to us on that basis. I mean, all other factors being equal. And again, to respond to Jazzy, no, our current contract ends with this con. We are only under contract through 2017. Anybody else?
Just for everyone's reference, I think I found the answer. I'm almost good to go on this.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
Almost. I'm still just getting one last thing set up.
Yes, the San Jose airport is slightly better in some respects. But again, one of the draws that does draw a lot of folks in is that we are a San Francisco My Little Pony Con. And the moment we cease being, if we move too far away from San Francisco, a lot of folks will be like, don't want to really go to San Jose. What's in San Jose? So, one of those things.
Harry, if you're there still, can you please add the YouTube app to the on-air hangout? Because I don't have permissions to do that. Thank you. I'm just going to refresh. And
I like that. I'm just going to refresh and then silence.
I still don't see it. Come on.
Welcome to YouTube and Hangouts.
I don't have that anywhere. Hang on, let me refresh one more time.
Yeah, it's showing up in the actual chat, but it's not showing up in Hangouts. As a separate caller or direct connection. One of the two.
What was that? Sorry, I just finished refreshing.
The suggestion was made of the Winchester Mystery House. I think that's fantastic, but highly unlikely, but it would be awesome.
I mean, I agree with that.
Here we go. Looks like we have a video coming.
Where? Because all I have right now is the chat and screen share.
Well, I'm seeing if you look over at the YouTube, you can see it.
I'm not actually in the YouTube anymore. I just realized. Hang on.
Jade. Oh my god. What's wrong with you?
I suck. I know. Okay. Where the? Oh, there it is. Playing.
Although the silly fire thing
Catch me
is
up to
still
live. Harry looks like he's got it up somehow. Go ahead and play that sucker.
They betrayed me. They stripped me from my power.
I press play.
But I shall now rule.
We will not break. We will not surrender. She is not our queen!
My teacher is free, and she now sits upon her rightful throne. To her, I return to serve.
We can't stand against her alone. You need allies.
By my hooves, your rule shall remain strong.
No matter what he's done, no matter what he's become, I will not give up on him.
I was weak once, powerless. Now that power is mine, and I will rule.
The only place that it can be fixed is where it all began. My queen.
I don't know about you guys, but I am totally not hearing anything.
At that convention.
I hear it fine.
Really?
At BABSCon.
Oh. Never mind.
Okay, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Silvermane. Welcome.
Let me turn my camera on and see if that works. I see me there. Yay. All right, I am. Looks like the camera's ready to go. Everything's set up. Awesome.
Yep. And Jade should be back very shortly. Awesome.
Well, now I know that Hangout doesn't like Edge. I'll just stay on Chrome from now on.
Yeah, Hangout's very particular. So, trivia fact, folks, about the promo. The entire promo went from animatics to pretty much what you guys just saw in about 2 weeks.
Oh man, is that a Silvermane?
That is a Silvermane.
It's an actual Silvermane.
Hi, Silvermane. Welcome to the call. Sorry about stepping away for a second.
Sorry it took so long to get on there.
Hey, no worries. It happens. We have technical issues all the time.
Well, it didn't like Edge, and then it was signed into a default other account. So anyway, we got it taken care of.
Good to hear, and glad to have you on board. So I apologize for stepping away. I just had that chat with my roommate that I talked about. I don't think he realized. It didn't sound like he realized what I was actually doing. I think he thought I was just on a call with a couple of other friends, and he was messing around. So that's been cleared up, and he now knows that on Wednesday nights, once a month, I'm doing a staff-wide call. So I do sincerely apologize for the interruption and the otherwise unacceptable behavior. So that should be resolved. Now, I apologize for the Silvermane, but have you had an opportunity to give your events and programming updates to the group?
I have not. I just now got on.
Excellent. So our events and programming director, Silvermane, has finally just joined us after getting some technical issues resolved. And I would like to provide him the opportunity to give some updates from his department's perspective to everyone on staff. So, Silvermane, you have the floor.
Okay. Well, before this call started, I was closed panel application, community guest applications. We've got our tentative community guest list finalized, and I've been emailing all of them, let them know that they've been approved for BABSCon, and we'd really like them to appear. Panel applications are closed. I'm in the middle of creating the spreadsheet like I do every year to put the basic information on about what panel is, who's on the panel, how long they want, and once that's done, we'll start plugging it in our schedule. We know what rooms we can have now, when we can have. Really helped a lot. We got a little bit more funding approved, so we can go after a few more community guests than we thought we would. I don't know if we're supposed to tell in this chat who we're actually going after for community guests, but there's several pretty good names we're going after. That's probably, musicians' applications are getting finalized also.
Excellent. I don't know if you know offhand, because I know that Marie has been handling most of this, but offhand, do you know any of the musicians that have are being finalized or have been finalized? Anything that our staff can look forward to during their break for the concert?
Gee, the only one I know of for sure, I think, is Garnica, DJ Garnica. She's got
that's a pretty big announcement.
Yeah, that's a big announcement. I've not really seen the exact finalized list, so I don't know exactly who they're going after at the moment. I know it's 10 or 12 of them.
Excellent. I'm actually really happy to hear that, because that means that the departments are working the way I'd like them to. Our directors are splitting off the responsibilities and making things a little easier on themselves, which means that things will be going smoother as we continue forward. Thank you very much, Silvermane.
Yes. Oh, one thing real quick. Panel application approvals, waitlisting, and gee, we're sorry, but try again next year's will be going by January 31st, so it'll all be ready to go.
Excellent. And when can our staff expect to be able to see the tentative schedule?
It will be early in February, probably the first week in February. Once I get the replies back from the panelists that yes, we are coming to BABSCon, we can start plugging them in the schedule. The schedule, I just took the blank form from last year, took the names out, and we'll be using that template. It's color coordinated as for what track the panels are in.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
It's a lot easier visually to look at unless it's all just black and white, as you have color coded, you know. We started the track thing, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, and it works really well.
No, and I completely agree, and I'm really glad we're still doing that.
Yeah.
So to speak to Bolt, question, the panelist submissions have been closed, and we should have the panelists and panels, not the schedule, finalized by the 31st, if I'm understanding what Silvermane said correctly.
Yes, you are.
Okay. And someone else asked if we have a final floor plan, which I believe was also directed to you, Silvermane.
I used the one that was in the posted the exec chat about 4 or 5 days ago. I think that was the latest and greatest we had.
Cool. If you could do me a favor and post that in announcements, like a link to that, so that people know what we're working with, that'd be fantastic.
I will find it for you.
So those are all of the updates from all of the folks who are going to be on the Fireside chat. We're starting to run a little low on time. We've only got about 20 more minutes before we're going to kill this call.
Oh.
So if we have any other questions, now's the time to ask them. But in the meantime, we also have our director of IT on the call, who hopefully is still at the microphone. Harry, are you still with us?
Harry.
Harry.
Mute his microphone, but I still don't see him talking. Oh, technology.
Isn't it wonderful?
I love it.
Hey, Harry, Google's broken. Fix it. Actually, wait, where's Becky when you need her?
You know, I was just thinking that.
Oh, that
Becky fixes all the things.
His avatar is so cute. I'm dying.
I know, right?
I love how it does that. I love how it animates like that. That's amazing.
So I guess while we fill the silence, while we wait for Harry to figure out what's going on, and Harry, I'm about to put you on the spot and ask you for anything you'd like to tell the staff as well. Because I know that I did not actually ask you before the call. And let me just look at that mess. Ping. Oh, apparently he is set up in a way that he cannot be heard on the stream, so that's not going to happen.
Bummer.
But to fill the moment while we wait for any other questions that may come in, I have one other request for everyone on the chat.
Okay.
Or in the, well, in the call, but. Hey, Becky. You should go fix Google. Anyway, one really quick thing, and this is a personal request from the chair. It's about email etiquette. I've been talking about this to a couple of people and the exec team for a while. One thing that I've been having a problem with is I'm on a lot of email lists, including PR at, which is on info at, and a lot of other lists that our attendees are messaging. And when I don't see a reply, I assume that the message hasn't been responded to. And I'm just asking anyone on the call to do me a favor and hit reply all when you reply to attendee. That way everyone on the list knows the email's been responded to. Not only for my sake, so I don't worry that an attendee hasn't been responded to, but also so that the other people on the list know that someone's already answered it, because we have two major issues here. One is they don't get a response and everyone assumes someone else has responded, and then we have upset attendees. Or on the other hand, the attendee gets 4, 5, 7 conflicting responses. So it's just a personal request from me. Please, when you respond to an attendee, hit reply all. Yeah, that is that. So we did have another question. David has asked if there is a consuite this year. I'm not actually. Consuite. Thank you. We don't have anyone on the call directly from operations, but if I remember correctly, we will be having a consuite this year. Yes, we will. Which will be staffed as it has been in previous years, and we'll have food like we have in the past, and it will be available for all staff members.
No, that's not consuite.
Staff feed.
Okay. You're talking about staff feed. Consuite is kind of like something you sometimes see here at West Coast cons. I don't know if they tend to have them on East Coast cons, but we have not had consuite any year except first year, and it wasn't terribly well attended, so we didn't bother continuing it. What it usually is just a place for people, for regular attendees to go to just stop by, get some soft drinks, finger food, snacks, kind of thing. Nothing terribly outrageous, like you're not going to get a full meal like you would at staff feed, but just give them a kind of a low rent hangout. And those functions at BABSCon historically seem to be filled primarily by tabletop gaming and local restaurants. So-
Yes. Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, as an East Coaster, the word staff suite and staff feed, or con suite and staff feed, are, synonymous. But I also see a ton of people in the hotel, restaurant, and bar all the time, so that doesn't surprise me that much.
Speaking of that, there's no Knuckles anymore, is there?
Yeah. Nope.
Nope, there is no Knuckles, but the atrium area has taken on more of Knuckles' functions. So that's really become the hotel, bar, and restaurant, in addition to just a place to sit down.
Oh,
awesome!
That brings up one very important thing I'd like to mention to everyone on the YouTube chat. In regards to the hotel bar, if you are on shift, please do not order alcohol. I do not want drunk staffers working with our attendees, working with our VIPs, doing panels, anything like that.
Absolutely have to have alcohol, and you are off duty. Come and find me. I will make you something.
Oh, really?
Or find me if you prefer drinks on the rocks. I usually bring a 34-year bottle of scotch to any convention I'm working. You just have to show me ID.
We had a question in the YouTube chat. Alex was asking, is there any word on hotel space for staff? Do we have anything beyond just staffers getting the con rate and stacking themselves up?
Now, I'll speak to that. I tried with everything I had to make free staff hotels work this year. Unfortunately, it just was not going to happen in the budget. But what I will say is, while we can't provide free hotel rooms for everyone, if you have a legitimate reason that you can't afford a hotel room, you need a hotel room to do your job, please message me privately, Haybuck on Slack, or send me an email, haybuck@babscon.com. We'll talk about the situation and we'll do our best to accommodate you. We want to make sure that everyone has the ability to do their job, get to the convention, and stay within a reasonable distance. But at the same time, we just don't have the budget available. Not by much. Hopefully next year, quite have the budget available this year to make that happen.
Fair enough.
Actually, as long as that question is in the air, one thing we've done in years past, I don't know if we're doing it this year, so I'm going to pose it as a question, as long as I'm, on the chat by voice. Are we having Gopher Crash Space? Those are historically like just 2 rooms wherein gophers can go and like crash temporarily. It's not intended as like full on, lodging for them. Just exactly that, place to take a nap.
I actually can't speak to that. I wish that either Fable Charm or Tanaki was on the call, but that's something I'd like to do, ideally. And also to speak to Alex's question, yes, we will have some way for staffers to coordinate rooms. We'll be sending that out about 2 months before the convention, so sometime in February.
Awesome.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Sophie has a great idea. Why don't we just start a channel in Slack for room share chat?
That's not a bad idea. We can go ahead and start that up, but we'll be sending out a formal email about that about 2 months before the con. And I have not handed that off to any of the exec guys because I'm going to be handling that myself to make sure that everyone has what they need. I have a lot of experience with hotel shares and putting people in rooms, so I figure it would just be easiest for me to handle that. So I'll personally guarantee you that I'll do everything in my power to make that happen for you.
Awesome.
So
then we will chat later. I more meant on the actual voice call, not in the chat itself. I apologize. Cool. We've got about 10 minutes left before the Fireside chat's going to end. So, last opportunity for any questions for us.
Or we could always just play that trailer again.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Harry, play it again.
The trailer's only a minute
I
and
haven't seen
30
it yet.
short, long. It's not 10 minutes long.
Well, yeah, but 10 minutes.
It'll give folks some time to write their questions. Harry.
I gotta use my little video
And,
camera.
Actually, it looks like we have a question for Silvermane. Landon, going ahead.
What's the question?
He didn't say what the question was. He just said there is a question.
Fire away, Landon.
Chat, so we should be good. But yeah, Harry, play it again, my man. It looks like we may be having a problem with the YouTube video, which is hilarious.
Do, 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 do.
You know what? Final opportunity for questions, and then I'm going to call this because we've already had some amazing issues with the live stream, and I don't want to continue to poke at chaos theory. So let's give it another minute for any questions to come in after the stream lag, and if we don't see anything in about 60 seconds, we will continue forward.
They betrayed me.
I love it.
We should probably test this beforehand next time.
Sophie, Terry and I were on the call together an hour before this.
Up there's the trailer.
There it goes.
We will not break. We will not surrender. She is not our queen!
My teacher is free, and she now sits upon her rightful throne. To her, I return to serve.
We can't stand against her alone! You need allies.
By my hooves, your rule shall remain strong.
No matter what he's done, no matter what he's become, I will not give up on him.
I was weak once, powerless. Now that power is mine, and I will rule.
The only place that it can be fixed is where it all began. My queen. It has to be done in their world. At that convention. At BABSCon.
So, question, Sophie. Why is this not a YouTube ad yet? Because it looks like an incredible ad to preface YouTube videos.
So we just got it finished just before FC, and I turned it over to PR, and my job is to generate content, and my job's to generate content and give PR a recommendation of when to use that content, not to dictate to them how to use it. Like I could say, hey, this would be a really cool thing to use for XYZ. And then, so I've been handing this stuff over to Bolt, and got a list of stuff actually already from Theme that is going to be starting to go out this weekend, I believe. But I don't know what their plans are for the teaser. I would like to see it everywhere personally.
Exactly, and
Excellent.
And it's gonna. I've got a sneak peek of what's coming, and it's gonna basically just be an encapsulation of everything, all the story to date, from the initial prologue through last year's pre-con, through last year's con, through this leading into this year. So it's gonna be pretty damn cool.
Awesome. That's fantastic to hear. An incredible piece of news. Bolt, you and I should have a conversation offline very shortly with Borg, because I'd like to talk about how to use that for marketing purposes with my PR background.
There's also
I have a lot of ideas.
There's also the possibility of getting an additional shorter spot from Duo Cartoonist. I've actually left that in Borg's hands since I got my minute and 30-second trailer teaser, and I have another animator. This is one of those things that I did not talk about in my original announcement. I have another animator that might be able to animate more of our pre-con story. I'm waiting for the script for the piece that I need animated before I can confirm or deny that. That's one of those things that I'm like, I might have it, I might not, but I need to know. But yes, there are. There's another potentially a ad length animated teaser on the works from Duo Cartoonist, but that's Borg's wheelhouse and not mine.
Fair enough. So, I don't see any other questions, and we have 3 minutes left in the call. So, I think I am going to go on ahead and call this here. Thank you guys for coming to our Fireside chat. We've learned a little bit about how the Hangouts stuff works tonight. So hopefully things will be a little smoother next time. I'd also like to give a huge shout out and thank you to Silvermane, Sonya, and Sophie for giving up a lot of their time. Leighton, yes, it was. Silvermane answered it in text. But yes, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to Silvermane, Sophie, and Sonya for hopping on this and helping me out here. And we are planning to do this once a month on the last Wednesday of every month until the convention. And then we are also planning to do one the first week of April and we are planning to live stream our in-person meeting at the hotel the Wednesday before the convention, so that everyone has an opportunity to have a staff-wide meeting in our last opportunity to prep with everyone else at the con to get ready for things to get started.
Awesome.
So I would like to thank everyone here for being a part of this, whether in the chat, on the call, or asking questions in Slack. It's really important, and this is part of how we get the news out to you guys. We want to help. We want you guys to feel involved. We want you guys to know what's going on. We want you guys to have an opportunity to bring up things that you're thinking about. And we couldn't do this without you. I mean, at the beginning of the call, it was just me, Sophie, and Sonya in the chat, and I was getting ready to cancel this. So it does mean a lot to me to see you guys here and asking questions. There will be a video of this posted in general tomorrow morning for anyone who couldn't make it. But all for taking the time. Thank you again to our panel that's been answering questions and helping out.
Thank you for having us.
Indeed.
We're glad to be here.
I will give everyone on the panel one last opportunity to say anything they'd like on the way out. And after that, we will see you next month.
All right. I was going to say, don't forget your bi-weekly newsletter articles.
Indeed. Sonya?
Ooh, I should do that.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
When a filly walks up with a little bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Harry, mute the two of them. Sophie, go.
I don't really have a whole lot. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more from Theme in the next coming couple of months. And I'm excited. I'm excited. It's been kind of a slow grind to get up, but most of that was hashing out what we wanted to do. So
awesome.
Good talking.
Thanks again, everyone.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it. The opportunity to come on and talk to everybody.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. If you got any other questions that haven't been answered yet, just go on ahead and email them to chairs@babscon.com, post them in Slack somewhere, ping the person that's directly responsible, whatever department that is, and make sure everyone knows what's going on moving forward. We got 3 months to the con. We're going to do this right, and we're going to make sure that everyone knows what they need to know to get their job done. Thank you again, and have a great night.
good night.
Wait.